spectacular travel experience? Eye-catch view, heart-flattering food and activities? Get away with your family and make unforgettable memories with your family with RNA Vlog. So everyone, just sit down and imagine as we bring you to one of the most spectacular destination in Europe. I'm Ansel.
And I'm Rumel. We presenting one of the oldest countries in Europe, Hungary. Hungary, a landlocked country in Central Europe, is known for its spa town and hot spring. The Magyars, as Hungarians, are also known first settled in modern Hungary in the 9th century. They built a thriving society that was almost stopped in 1241 when warriors from the East Asia called Mongols invaded and devastated the region. The Magyars forced the Mongols out but were once again invaded by the warriors in 1285. After beating the Mongols a second time, the Hungarians began a centuries-long feud with the Ottoman Empire. First formed in 1299, the Ottoman Empire ruled a large portion of Eastern Europe and the Middle East for over 600 years. The empire fell apart in 1923 and became the country of Turkey. The Ottoman Turks conquered Hungary in 1541 and controlled the country until 1699, when neighboring Austria kicked out and Turks and ruled the country for many years. Hungary eventually joined the Austro-Hungarian Empire as an equal partner in 1867, but the empire dissolved in 1918 after World War I. Hungary fought alongside the Axis powers Germany, Italy, and Japan in World War II from 1940 to 1945. The former Soviet Union, now Russia, occupied Hungary during the final year of the war. As a result, communists governed Hungary until 1990 when it held its first democratic election.
Air travel is always the most comfortable option when you are traveling internationally. Apart from that, it is sometimes the only way to reach another country in a different continent. This is also the case for traveling to Hungary from the Philippines. The two main international airports in Hungary are Airport de Brezen in the Brezen and Budapest Ferenc Liszt International Airport in Budapest. Sziasztok! Ansel vagyok, or hi everyone, I'm Ansel. In Hungary, instead of saying good morning, they say Jó reggelt kívánok. And starting from 12 p.m., you should change to Jó napot kívánok, or good day. And around 5 p.m., you can start saying Jó estét kívánok, or good evening. And for the night, Jó éjszakát kívánok, or good night. Do you wonder why kívánok is used in every expression? This is actually means I wish you, and it makes very sound polite.
Budapest. It is the capital of the country and a big cosmopolitan city divided in two. One, the west side, is the ancient city of Buda, while on the east side, we find Pest. This place has several places that have become World Heritage Site due to their great historical importance. You can find some of them such as the Buda Castle, the former home of many kings of the Hungarian countryside, which retains the luxury of pastimes and rich architecture. Esztergom. From the moment you arrive in Esztergom, the green domes of its famous basilica, the largest one in the Central Europe, will be in your line of sight. From the basilica, you can see the domed river and the surrounding mountains. However, there is more to this city in northern Hungary, which was the country from the 10th until the 13th century. You can visit the castle, the palace, and the Shenzi Square. If you have enough time, the Watertown district and its Ottoman Empire monument are also must-sees. Miskolc. Miskolc is synonymous with history and the richness that lies in its many monuments and buildings still stand through the years. A memorable example of this building is the castle of Disikor. Dare to venture in the depths of the earth and visit Miskolc cave bath. Here, you will find a stunning natural cave that moves hot spring for those who needs a break after a long walk. Setsendra, do you want to visit a beautiful village full of colors and charm? Well, that's Setsendra, located in a past country. This little town, very close to the capital, hides beautiful wonders for the most curious visitor. There are beautiful historical monuments such as the Church of St. John the Baptist or the Belgrade Cathedral. This town, although small, has many museums such as the Skanza. Eger. Eger is one of the oldest cities in Hungary. It has unique charm thanks to its history. This city has great castle and large and excessive vineyard. You can stroll around and taste some of the most delicious wines in the world. The castle of Eger is still its main attraction, and you may find it in the center of the city. Lillefjord. Lillefjord currently considered a tourist center. This city has many exciting places of visit, such as the Palace Hotel. This Renaissance-style building keeps its beautiful interior decoration that shows a vision of the city's past. One of the most beautiful national parks in all of the Hungary is Buki Park.
The Hungarian citizen law is based on the principles of jus sanguinis or right of blood in Latin, meaning that a person acquires Hungarian citizen by birth from a parent who is a Hungarian citizen. Their face was European or Asian or mixed. They had blonde, brown or black hair, blue, green or brown eyes. What are typical Hungarian facial features? Hungarian women tended to have distinct facial features when compared with Texas women. They're larger at the angle of the mandible, have larger noses, and have larger faces in general. They also had less prominent eyes and malar regions compared with the Houston women.
Goulash. Goulash is one of the most famous dishes from the Hungarian culinary repertoire. Yet even today, there are severe misconceptions about the original version of this iconic food. The name derived from the gulyas, which mean herdsmen, who made the rich and fulfilling dish in a kettle over an open fire. Goulash. Langos. This is fried in oil and served with a variety of toppings. The simplest and arguably the most authentic. This cheese and sour cream to which garlic sauce might be added. Alternatives include sausage, onion, ham, or goat cheese or a combination of severe ingredients. You might also find sweet langos spread with jam or Nutella. Rakot crumpli is a dish of layered potatoes baked with sour cream and hard-boiled egg. It can also be served with kolbash, Hungarian sausage. The name literally translates to pleated potatoes. The origin of Rakot crumpli can be tracked back to Svensson Kristiansen cookbook, which was published in 1840. It is the most likely to have been the first time this recipe appeared in print. The dish can be eaten on its own, perhaps accompanied by pickles or served in a smaller portion as a side dish. Rakot crumpli. Microsoft Word and Excel are surely known by most people in the world. The first version of these Office Suite applications was invented by Charles Simonyi, a Hungarian-born computer programmer. Holography. The history of holography starts in 1947 when Hungarian-born British scientist Denis Gabor developed the holography theory. The idea came to him as he was working to improve an electron microscope resolution. He coined hologram from two Greek words holos meaning whole and gramma meaning message. Trivia. In 1974, a young architecture professor in Budapest was trying to explain how geometry worked in 3 dimensions. To do so, he created a qubit labeling the sides with colorful sticker so he could keep track of them. He never imagined that his invention, which would go to be called Rubik's Cube, would become the best-selling toy of all time. That Hungarian professor's name was Erno Rubik. Miss Call Tapolka. Have a cave bath if you are seeking relaxation, then simply head towards Miss Call Tapolka. There is natural cave system which is commonly known as cave bath. You need to wade inside the cave to enjoy the natural hot water bath. It is akin to a natural spa. Danube River, ride a cruise. A river splits the city of Budapest into two regions. The Freedom Bridge is a well-known spot for viewing sunset on the river. The Danube Bend is the famous excursion site from where you can enjoy the majestic view of the river and the surrounding area. Hungarians often pride themselves on using proper etiquette and expect others to do the same. Calling someone by their first name before being invited to do so is considered rude. Many Hungarians find whistling, humming, or singing in public impolite. Always cover your mouth when yowling. Hungarian people like to meet and welcome people from abroad and treat them as guests. Most Hungarian families consist of two parents and one or two children. Urban families are typically smaller than rural families who have 3 or 4 children. In Hungarian culture, families follow a strict daily schedule.
So this is the end of our very informative video, and we hope you've learned something about the country of Hungary.
I hope you enjoy our online tour as much as we do.
Again, I'm Ansel.
And I'm Rumel.
See you again to our next video. Vishot Natasha!